right.
Yeah.
You're just a real estate.
I'm a real turd. All right, no profanity.
We ready?
Keep the sarcasm to a minimum. Here we go.
Hi, John Moran here. I am the CEO of Keller Williams Realty's At the Beach team and the Smart Beach Investor podcast. Okay, so today we're here, as always, with our Director of Operations, Katie Luce.
Hi, John. How are you today?
I'm doing awesome.
Great.
But we also have a special guest,
Yes.
one Gil Erikson, who is a listing specialist on Keller Williams Realty's At the Beach team.
Welcome, Gil.
Well, thanks for having me. I am special. I feel extra special being here with you guys.
That's right. So, Gil, what we want to do here today is we want to talk to folks that are maybe thinking about getting into real estate, have a different career even. Maybe, what's your background? I think when you started here, well, first of all, how long have you been on our team?
I've been here since 2013, so about 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah, been a while.
Boom.
Seen some changes, definitely all in the right direction as well.
Nice.
So
Yes.
Nice. So you show up in Destin, Florida. You're not a local.
correct.
You moved here.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, I'm going to become a real estate agent, and walk me through that. What's your story here?
Right. Well, when I moved here from St. Croix in the Virgin Islands, I was actually doing real estate there. I was mostly doing property management with a little bit of sales, but the focus was on property management. So I moved here, definitely a beautiful place, and decided I wanted to stay with real estate. And Keller Williams seemed to be a good fit. And then I met you, and since I was really unfamiliar with the area and this market is so radically different from where I'm from, I really felt like I needed extra support from a team. And I was glad I did it because that really made a big difference. Real estate is a great career for sure, but like anything else, there's plenty of ins and outs, and you can spend a lot of time being busy but not making any money. So having people to guide you along and make sure you're directing your focus in a productive manner makes all the difference in the world. So I really can't say enough about it. And one thing that really attracted me to this team is from the beginning, it was clear that you were on a mission to take over the world. And so that was the kind of team that I wanted to be on, where, you know, a lot of people are complacent and they're doing well, so they're happy with that and they're not going to rock the boat. Where I found with you, you were always analyzing everything. Hey, can we make this better? Hey, it's working, but maybe we could do better. Or this is lame, let's get rid of it. So you were never afraid to change and shake things up. And so I really liked that, and that attracted me for sure.
And we've had some changes.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
shaken a few
Tons.
things
Yeah.
up.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we do want to take on the world for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
But hold on a second here. So you come from the Virgin Islands.
Mm-hmm.
Were you a realtor there? Were you an active?
I was active there for about 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
I enjoyed that market. Is real volatile, and we had some things happen that, you know, had it crashed. The oil refinery closed, so there was a lot of unpleasant things happening there. Before that, I was in retail, and I really enjoyed that as well, and that gave me a strong business foundation. You know, I've always been self-employed. I got my degree in accounting, and so all of those things have really helped me out. Because when you're a realtor, you are self-employed.
Right. Yeah.
And getting paid is a big deal. But then once you get paid, what happens next is also a big deal. How do you keep that money? How do you make that money grow for you? These are big factors that really impact people that are self-employed. 'Cause you have a lot more options, and you want to make the most of what you got.
Okay, so you show up in Destin, Florida, married with kid,
Yep.
right? You're looking for a job.
Mm-hmm.
You get here at Keller Williams. We talk a few times. We finally bring you on, and you start doing your thing.
Uh-huh.
And it's just been easy, smooth sailing the whole way.
You do not want to know the full history of how it took me to get here, because you probably wouldn't do real estate, I don't think.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to get going. I had a few different things happening that helped prevent me from being full-time focused on my job. So, and that was a good lesson learned to anybody, is you really need to go full-time. A lot of people think, oh, you know, I'll just dabble in real estate and perhaps you could get away with that, but it's really going to impact your sales for sure. It's very momentum driven, so you need to keep at it all the time. And so, yeah, I had a lot to learn. I wasn't too excited about cold calling, and heck, I couldn't even drive on the right-hand side of the road. So I definitely had a few things to figure out.
Yeah.
But, you know, with that support there, made the big difference. Learned what I need to learn, stuck with the program. You know, it's easy to second guess things when you're not getting results. And so, yeah, there was a lot of frustration in the beginning, but I had faith in the system, and I saw it working with the other agents. So I knew it was just a matter of time and me doing the work and getting the focus over time. And now it's worked out great, and the last years have been really fruitful, and real thankful for that.
You're crushing. You're crushing. Doing really well. I'm so proud to see that too. It's really
Appreciate that.
a lot of fun. So let's just look at this for a moment. You come in, you put your faith in the system, you start working. It takes a while for you to get some traction and this thing to kick in. But the way we do this, I mean, we make a lot of phone calls, outbound phone calls, kind of our thing.
Mm-hmm.
But really what we're doing is we're trying to make a connection with the owners of the properties that we're calling on, right? We want to talk to them about their hopes, their dreams, their financial goals, and that kind of thing, and match them up with the current market conditions, right? We know the market conditions. They know their hopes and dreams, their financial goals. Our job is to work together with them to come up with that
put it all together.
Solutions, right?
Yeah.
And to educate them and inform them and help them understand what they have in their properties. And by doing that, it takes a little while because there's some trust that have to be built up. There's some good conversations that have to be built up. There's some disappointments on our end where somebody we think they're loving us, and turns out they love somebody else more.
Yeah.
Right. But you keep at it, and I think now, the last several years, you've really blossomed, and it's finally come about to where you really enjoy it. And it's,
definitely a lot more satisfying when you get results. And you touched on a good point. And we've used the phrase feeding the pipeline. You got to keep doing it. It's not immediate success where it's obvious what happened, like you make 2 phone calls and you get the result. It takes time, it takes years of building those relationships, building trust, letting these people know that you really know what you're talking about. And routinely, I've done business with people that I've been talking to for 3, 4, and even 5 years before they were ready to do it and sell. And they picked me because I proved to them that I was consistent. I knew what I was talking about. And they're like, Gil, you call me all the time. You always bring useful information to me. I'm not just calling them and chatting about the weather. I'm bringing useful information to them. They appreciate that. They notice that there's a difference between how we do it and a lot of other agents do it. And asking questions. How are you going to help somebody if you don't even know what they need? So listening to their story, what are their goals? What are their dreams? And then, sharing, related market conditions to help them make choices.
Right.
Yeah. I think there's a sign floating around our office that says like, honey, who just called? Some realtor. And then the next call through, honey, who just called? That realtor. And then the next call through, honey, who called? Our realtor. That's always kind of stuck with me around here too.
That's the way it works. And then what we've always wanted to do is put our salespeople, the tip of the spear out, making the conversations. But there's also a spear back there, the background stuff where we have our listing coordinator, we have our lead coordinator, and our transaction coordinator.
Our systems in place.
Because it's important that everybody is a specialist, very, very talented and skilled at what they do.
Got to have it.
Gotta have it.
We can't, as an agent, we can't do what we do without that support. There's so much other work that needs to be done that by having it delegated out to other team members, that allows the agents to really be good at what they do, and everybody else. If you only have a small scope of things that you need to do, you're going to be better at it, and that's going to help our clients more. That's what they want, and it puts us in a better position to deliver that.
It's so cool.
I think a lot of our newer agents always say, like, I don't know how anybody does this on their own.
I could never go back. I did some real estate, just independently, and I could never go back. There's just no way. You can't do the volume without that support, and you need them, and it's better service for our clients, and it helps all of us as well.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. We have support in place. You come in as an agent. You got the backbone. Everybody's helping you out, getting you the paperwork, all that stuff. All you have to do is set the appointment and then negotiate the deal. That's basically the job of the listing agent, right? Then the back end has the back end, and that's what you do, right, Katie?
Yeah.
Do you have to be some super talented, special person, or is this something
can
somebody can come in and do?
You can learn it. Some basic skills are required, but I would say perseverance is probably, and just being a good work ethic is probably the biggest skills you need. Yes, there are details that you need to know, and those tools are available here. So there's some things that you need to learn, and you need to be able to learn about your particular market and the buildings you're calling about, so you have accurate information to share. So all those things take time, but I wouldn't have anyone feel discouraged thinking that you have to have a doctorate degree in something or have some
special.
mind-blowing skills. These are all things that can be learned. I just think basic confidence in what you're doing and just do the work. That's really the bottom line. If you put the effort in, even if you're not perfect, you'll get a lot of mileage out of that. And then you can clean it up as you go.
So,
I would say coachable is a big one. That kind of sums
Being able
that
to take
all
direction.
up. Yeah, take direction. Trust the process. Use the systems that we have in place. And like we always say, listing agents list, buyers agents buy, admin. And that's how everybody does their job, and they're so successful at it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because the folks on our team do very, very well.
Yes, absolutely.
Including Gil. He's pushing the averages up. So, and when you do well, you can do some stuff, right? You're out traveling, having some really cool vacations. And
you need to have quality of life. And that's the other thing I really like about a career in real estate is, yes, you can make a lot of money. And also, too, I can work remotely. As long as I got a phone and a computer, I can be anywhere. I could be, on vacation with my family. I mean, I'm notorious for doing deals while I'm on vacation. I mean, they seem to bring me good luck. So
you want some work, go out of town,
on
right?
vacation.
Yeah, so going skiing every year is part of my work program.
But we come in to the office every day because there's a synergy. We're all working, we're all pushing, we're all doing our thing, right?
And that helps a lot. If everybody on the
There's a
team
vibe.
is working hard, that helps lift you up.
Yeah.
If everybody was grumpy and moping around, that's going to bring you down.
Yeah.
So that's a big play as well.
So there's a few things, we were talking about them today, that we look at our goals. Income. We all want our income, right? That's the money that we get. We want a knowledge goal. What are we learning? What do we need to learn, right? Third thing is wealth. We want a wealth goal. It's the income gives us the money to build the wealth, right? We want to buy these real estate properties that can create passive income and long-term wealth that we can pass on to our kids and whatever. And then the final thing is our fun goal, a travel, something for fun. You can't work hard without the fun. The money's great, the wealth's great, but you ain't got any fun in there.
You gotta recharge.
It sucks.
Work hard, play hard.
Work hard, play hard. That's right. That's right. So from the wealth standpoint, I know you are now starting to look at a property, right?
Correct. And that was one of my original attractions to real estate was being a real estate investor. I always felt like real estate was my favorite way of investing. And even when I was in retail business, one of the things we did was buy a piece of land and build our own building. And then, kind of grew from there. And I've had rental properties of my own, and I've managed it for other people and also for my family. And so now here I'm ready to make a move locally. I'd like to get a little rental house here and then maybe next year buy a condo in Vail. So I'm a big advocate of real estate investment. I really like it. I think there's a lot of opportunities there. I think I'll probably have one long-term rental and probably have a short-term vacation rental. So I got them mixed up a little bit, a little variety, a little diversification, and then having one in Colorado and one here in Florida. So
Love it.
Big advocate of real estate investing. And of course, if you're the agent, that makes it a lot easier. It gives you a big advantage over a lot of people.
Such a big advantage. And you and Martin are getting ready to jump in. Courtney's buying up stuff left and right. I got my stuff going. Skinner, a big part of our group is to build our wealth. I want everybody, admins, everybody to have net worth well over $1 million. So it's a lot of fun. We bring them in, we work hard, we have a very structured program. And, but you don't need to be some super special person. Let's talk about this real quick. You need to be able to schedule yourself.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
We like routine.
And discipline. Yep.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Right.
Routine makes it
Take
easier.
the thinking out of it. Right. Just show up, do your job.
Don't try to reinvent it. We got it. It's figured out for you.
When it gets hard is when you got to show up, figure out, all right, what am I going to do today? What's going on? We try to take that out of play.
Correct.
You show up. This is who we're going to talk to. These are the words you're going to say. This is how you're going to do it. There's no thinking involved. That sounds a little boring, but when you get in the groove, it is not boring.
You want it that way.
Frees
You have to
you
have it that
up.
way.
It creates a ton of money. It lets you live an incredible life.
Yeah.
And we've proven it. So anybody who's thinking about getting into real estate should really give us a call. We'll talk to them.
See if they're a good
We'll
fit.
help them understand if this is the type of environment for them. It's not for everybody. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people come and go over the years I've been here, and really the difference was the people that aren't here just wouldn't do the work. For whatever reason, they just wouldn't do the work.
It's like the gym.
Correct.
Yeah.
You gotta do the effort. Some days it's easier than others. Sometimes things are falling into place. It makes coming to work a lot more fun. But the time when it's slower, that's when you really shine, and that's what separates people.
Yeah.
When the market's tanking and nothing's going your way, but you show up and you make your calls anyway, that's what gets you through the tough times. And there's a big lag between the time you make your phone calls until the results come. So that fakes out a lot of people. They want immediate gratification. Hey, I did something. Where's my reward? Well, it's coming, but you got to wait, and you need to keep doing that over and over again, and it'll be there. That's why we call it a pipeline. You feed it. Takes a little while for everything to get to the end of the pipe and give you your payday, but it's there. And once you have faith in the system and you work the system and you're consistent with it, it works. It'll come into play. So.
And then you got to keep going even when it's working.
Yeah.
You got to keep doing it. It's easy to let up. Oh, wow, I had this big sale. You got your paychecks. You get a few in a row. Your bank account's looking pretty happy. Easy to let off the gas. But with my experience where I didn't really want to take my foot off the gas, but it came off anyway, I can see how quickly it can go backwards and you can lose that momentum. So just keep plugging away.
That's the routine. That's the structure. That's the system. That's just no think to show up and do the work.
In fact, overthinking really slowed me down a lot. I can see that happen with other agents too. You know, you want to have all the answers all the time. That's just not realistic, but just knowing how to handle those circumstances and just keep at it. Just keep doing it. You can make mistakes and still be successful. I mean, that's part of the process.
There's plenty of mistakes that happen around here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no doubt.
So last thing here. We've shown Courtney showed up in her 20s and is now in her early 30s making a fortune. All right. You didn't show up in your 20s.
No.
Right? But you're now rolling.
Correct.
You're now rolling. So you don't have to be in your 20s and give it. Well, Courtney did in 10 years. You're going to do it in your 10 years.
Well,
Unfortunately, you didn't start in your 20s. Wouldn't it have been nice?
Yeah. Exactly. So that's the other great thing about real estate is you don't have to have a specific background, specific age, any of those things. I think it's a really level playing field for anybody that's willing to do the work.
It's the best, most fair place in the world.
And that's
if you
why I
want to
really
make a
like it
success.
because I've always been self-employed. And if you work extra hard, you want to make extra money. If you screw around and you make less money, that's okay because you were having a good time. Yeah. But you're in control of it. And my advice just is don't let up too much. Yeah, you go on vacation, have a good time with your friends and all of that. Keep the balance right. But I'm very strict about my schedule. Come in, bang it out with blinders on, and then that allows me more time in the afternoon for other activities. And that's important because if you can get recharged, you're going to stay fresh, you're better, and you're going to be more efficient. If you just grind all the time, your efficiency is going to take a dive bomb.
Yeah.
You're going to burn out.
And you like to go out on your personal watercraft.
That's one thing I love about this area. I'll get a little excited now, but it's such a wonderful area to work. I mean, the beaches are nice, and I'm from the Caribbean, so I've seen the nicest beaches in the world. I mean, these aren't Caribbean beaches, but for mainland, this is as good as it gets. And the water is very clear. The beaches are lovely. You got the bay. You got the Gulf. So there's a lot of great opportunities for boaters, whether you got the pontoon boat or we like our watercrafts to go cruise around the bay and bayous and state parks everywhere and fishing, wildlife. Heck, they got bears wandering around neighborhoods. So I'm really into that kind of stuff. And
we know.
I don't really need bears in my neighborhood, but it's good for other people. But yeah, this place has a lot to offer, not only for vacation, which obviously we're famous for that, but full-time living.
Yeah, it's a great place. So, Katie, if somebody wants to look at joining our At the Beach team, be a member of our family, what do they do?
Come on, call us. Give us a call.
They're going to call or email you? How are we doing this?
Either way, they can call, which is 850-654-3325. Or they can go on our website, atthebeachteam.com. We have all kinds of information on there about our team, joining our team. Either way, or email us at katie@thebeachteam.com, and I'm happy to answer any of their questions.
We're looking for some good folks, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Don't be shy. Don't be intimidated.
That's right.
Good stuff ahead.